my charts in sight, gonna trade these markets, gonna do it right. No more blowing up, no more reckless bets. Risk comes first, yeah, place your best. They said it's luck, but they don't see a trader's game is strategy. It's not about just passing fast, it's staying funded, making it last. Prop done right, take control. Trade real smart, let the profits roll. Risk comes first, that's the way. If you wanna last, gotta trade that way. Prop done right, stack that green. Build it slow, keep your trading clean. No more tilt, no more fear. With the right plan, your payday's near. Micros first, stay in your lane. This ain't no casino, this ain't no game. Drawdown's tight, so keep it small. Stick to the plan, don't risk it all. One trade, two trade, then I'm done. Locking my wins, cause I already won. Patience pays, no need to chase. Pass it right, then keep your place. Prop done right, take control. Trade real smart, let the profits roll. Risk comes first, that's the way. If you wanna last, gotta trade that way. Prop done right, stack that green. Build it slow, keep your trading clean. No more tilt, no more fear. With the right plan, your payday's near. No shortcuts, no quick wins. Trade the plan, stay locked in. Risk is tight, but I don't fold. Stick to the rules and watch it grow. Prop done right, take control. Trade real smart, let the profits roll. Risk comes first, that's the way. If you wanna last, gotta trade that way. Prop done right, stack that green. Build it slow, keep your trading clean. No more tilt, no more fear. With the right plan, your payday's near. Stick to the plan, don't chase the hype. That's how you trade. Prop done right.
That should work. That should work now. Thank you. See? It's a high quality production. Now we're good. Mic wasn't off. It just was on the wrong mic, because I screwed it up when I moved all the music around. So we should be working now. All right. So let me recap what I said. We're going to fire up the afternoon power hour on the Futures Fanatic channel here for the last trading day of April. It is April 30th, 2025, 1/3 into this quarter. See if we get some movement today in the Nasdaq. We should. We're well off the lows, as they say. We were quite a bit lower, but the sellers were not able to make a convincing move. Did my first trade over here on plus 500. Just getting used to it. It's a little wonky, but I'm going to reserve judgment until I trade on a little bit more. We made a whopping 51 bucks. And I'm going to pause a little bit more so I can take advantage of the bonuses. All right, let's look at what we got going on the Nasdaq, since that will probably be the focus. Remember that in the Prop Done Right book, we're talking about trading the Dow Jones and learning how to do that. That was down about 700 points today before reversing. Guys can see here, this is what we call our extreme turn indicator, a single bar extreme turn. Did really find the reversal there. We put in basically a V bottom here. I'm working an order up here in what we would call our offer zone. I'm going to take it all the way up to the top here at 19,689. When you have earnings from any of the big 7 or 10 Nasdaq stocks after market, you want to put your orders, if you're resting anything, at structure that's on higher time frames. In other words, not over on stay in your lane. We'll see what happens once we get the reaction, because today we have Meta and we have Microsoft, right? The two M's. Meta and Microsoft are reporting today. Tomorrow, I believe we have Apple and Amazon. So the A is tomorrow, the M's today. Let me move this over here. I've also created some additional scenes so that I don't have all the nonsense on the screen. I put some of the nonsense on the screen over here, including the fact that I'm ending this month on a down note, down about $500 in this tracking account over here, and it's all due to being short the ZT. Although I do also have a, let's see right here, I am short the Dow Jones and looking for a move to VWAP. So let's just hang out here for a moment. I think I have a face cam here too. I put it down there. There we go. So those are the two views. I'll be in the bottom right here and the bottom left here. That way, if I get bored, if you get bored, we'll just change the view. Over here, this is a live trade in the Dow Jones. And then over here, we'll be trading the Nasdaq if it wakes up a little bit. But let's look at the higher time frames again. We're in what we call a neutral pattern. We're back inside day. This was the prior session's low, was right here. We were trading well below it this morning. So there's the prior session's low. And what we got set up here is essentially 100% ATR from the morning lows all the way up to the prior session high of just shy of 19,700. So setting up pretty nicely for a move that's unlikely to get too much outside of these ranges. So if you see here to here. Now, why do I say unlikely? Anyone want to guess why I'm saying that the lows are probably in regardless of the earnings announcements? Nah, maybe the highs aren't. I could certainly see a 200-point spike if we get a huge move out of Meta or Microsoft. But the answer is because that's about 1 ATR. So the ATR right now is about 650, and we've already seen a range that's about 1 ATR. Not quite. Again, not the range today. The range today is 521 points. We get 521 points from this indicator right here. So a 521-point range is about 80% ATR for today. I'm considering the close yesterday. If we want to look at the S&P real quick, resting some orders down below on the S&P. You generally get some movement in the S&P after you see the large tech earnings because, of course, all of the large Nasdaq 100 stocks are in the S&P, so there can be a move here, but it's not quite as pronounced as the move you might see in the Dow Jones when United Healthcare reports or something like that. And, of course, we have Microsoft and Apple in the Dow Jones, two big tech stocks that are in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I'm going to start scalping a little bit more aggressively here. So let me just use these accounts here. Whoops. No, I want to keep this like this. So it's going to sell here and sell here.
Order submitted.
MES, I'm going to be a seller here and here. Those are the plus ones.
Order submitted.
There you go. Yeah, we'll see how much longer we can chop around here. Should get some movement on the market on close in about 10 minutes. And then I believe Meta and Microsoft report pretty quickly after the bell. The only one that makes you wait kind of is Apple for about 30 minutes. So we should see some pretty random quick movement right after that. And what I'm going to do is just rest this one order up here, and let me rest an order down here. Call this sort of peppering the book. And we'll be down there. Rates dropping. So we're definitely not seeing what we were seeing a few weeks ago with flush panic selling in all asset classes, dollar going down, bonds going down, equities going down. So it's all kind of normalized. It's normalized a little bit. Up here, I had a nice day, just really small in the Dow Jones. So this is the stay in your lane on a 3-minute chart with the extreme turn applied. And you can kind of, you cherry pick a little bit. This extreme turn buy got you done for a little bit. That's why I bought on that. This I wouldn't really take as a signal anyway, since it's so close to VWAP. But I did a few trades over here, and just in the Dow, count summary, $217. So that's kind of what we would call the TDG way on the Dow there. People had some nice moves in gold today as well. Man, I'm just getting smoked on this ZT position. They brought it all the way back. Total round trip, we were down at 103 150s just a couple weeks ago. And now we're all the way back up to 104 35s. All right, got a short on here on the Nasdaq. Be nice to see a God, I got a lot of orders resting here, here, and here. All right, I'm gonna move these up.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
There we go. Plus one short incoming on the S&P at 55.53s. Dodgers just scored first run in the game, which is good. we had a major lucky betting error on the Knights game last night.
Order filled.
My buddy bet 10,000 instead of 1,000. But it won. It won in overtime. Can see that
order filled.
That's the level there on we already got filled here, so I don't want to be out of sync.
Order filled.
I want to keep these two in sync. And then some orders up there at the top end of the range. It's been a while since we've had kind of an ugly close. It seemed the afternoons they're bidding them up.
Order filled.
Bidding them up.
Order submitted.
They're like, we're gonna go unched on the day.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order canceled.
Yeah, S&P fighting. Could it go green? The Dow, after being down 750 points, only down about 700 now. I mean, only down about 70 points right now. If your first time ever watching this, we're trading micros in some prop accounts that are up pretty nicely, but we can manage to give it back here. We'll see. Pretty much done for the day on all the other accounts. Yeah, Dodger Dog. Both these trades are now kind of in graceful exit mode, so any retracement all right, got one
Order submitted. Order
one ad
filled.
here and here.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
The last pullback was not to VWAP. We didn't get anywhere close to a VWAP pullback. So you can be trading it off of some swing structure
Order
here,
filled.
or there goes the Dow too. Dow's going to go positive maybe.
Connection lost. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled.
Dow's moving up into the offer zone, along with all the stock indices, sort of a coordinated move right here.
Order filled.
Shohei just stole second. There's the market on close. Looks like they're going to be buying them.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, see if we get up to the plus twos on the S&P. Bit of a ripper. Man,
Order
I'm getting
filled.
just
Order filled.
absolutely smoked on this close on the ZN too. Rates dropping. They're buying everything, buying bonds. The plus twos here on the NASI will be 646.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, I just sold another. The Dodgers just singled to show you Ohtani scores 3-0. 3-0 Dodgers. All right, well, the last ad's going to be up there at
Order
689. That is quite the V bottom, huh? V bottom. Talk about bum cakes.
Order submitted.
All right, I want to make sure that we don't have. Yeah, I'm going to cancel this here.
Order canceled.
That's across all the accounts. So I don't want to be involved in that. I'll just leave it here on these two.
Order submitted.
Somebody has, the Gorilla already has the earnings report from the frozen concentrated orange juice. The Gorilla has the report. Well, no graceful exit opportunities of any kind. Dow Jones just moved 200 and 400, 800, 450 points in 20 minutes. So just another classic close here. Maybe our first graceful exit opportunity here of the afternoon. Come back in. Come to Butthead. We got to take one off.
Filled.
We're going to take one off here too. Just cut into
Order
our losses.
submitted. Order filled.
There we go. Now I have the opportunity to sell that level up there,
Order submitted.
which is right here and here, which we're likely going to.
Order submitted.
We'll see. Can the S&P get back inside the bands? Just normal price action. Nothing to see here. Man, this Dow. This Dow's leaving a mark. Do we solve everything with China? Here's the good news is that the Dodgers are up 4-0.
Order filled.
All right. There's a fill there. Jesus, move on the Dow is pretty
Order
insane.
submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, one more tick and we're done.
Order filled.
That's it.
Order filled.
That's it. $1,000 is the risk budget in those accounts. So over here we got a little bit better prices in these PAs.
Order filled.
So we'll switch over to these.
Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
It's quite a ripper. Quite a ripper, tater chipper.
Order filled. Order filled.
No, don't hate trading. This is just the two accounts that they got the smack down there were both they were both evaluations. They're up nicely. They just have a max loss that I can take on those.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, this still has a little bit in it. I'm going to...
Order filled. Order filled.
There we go.
Order submitted.
Okay, so I'm going to take these
Order
off
filled.
here because I just got back to break even on these funded
Order
accounts, and we
filled.
got the close coming up right now. See how they want to close it out.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, I was saying that we had a nice range to work off on the upside for the Meta and Microsoft earnings. Now they pushed it all the way up to that level already. So any good report here, you could see another 200-300 points. Another
Order
200-300
filled.
points. We'll see. Look at them, they're just preparing. It's total spasticness.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, I'm going to get flat in my PAs and flat live, and then we'll just keep a little bit of inventory on for the hell of it. There we go.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
For the hell of it. All right, got up to 5,600.
Order filled. Order filled.
58, we're going to.
Order filled.
Outside the bands on the NASI. Outside the bands on the S&P. Outside the bands on the Dow Jones. Any of the earnings out yet? If all this is happening post earnings, imagine all the people blowing up their accounts. Hoo.
Order submitted. Order filled.
You may say I'm a dreamer. I think the best trade I made
Order
today was
filled.
hitting the risk budget on those accounts. I'm kind of still under it, but you may say I'm a dreamer. Remember, this is not double down donkeying. It's a max contract of 3 contracts. Micros only. Right up these levels. These are valid levels to look to.
Order filled. Order submitted.
What a reversal. Oh, really? Meta is 40 minutes after the hour? They don't report till 12:40? Shit, I ain't sticking around for that. I ain't sticking around for that. Just say no to that. Oh, what happened here? Do I have a position on? I have a position on? What happened? You have no open positions. Oh, I mean, maybe it wants me to cancel this order. I'm going to cancel this order. Yes. There we go. Okay. Cancel the order. Positions. Orders. All right, we're good. Last thing I want to do is screw up. Here we go. What's that now? Sure that's not meta? We're not meta. We're not in the metaverse. I feel like I'm in the metaverse here. feel like I'm in the metaverse. You may say I'm a dreamer. Let me just do, 58 is the problem.
Order filled.
But I'm not the only one.
Order filled.
Well, I was dead wrong calling for a toad fry this morning in the Nasdaq. They didn't toad fry anything here, huh? No toads being fried except for this one. Just me. Please make sure that any type of trading you're doing in these environments is in kind of your F around and find out accounts where you can handle it and just hit the close button if you get close to your daily risk. You don't want to be gambling and doing things that are outside the norm of what you would do in any funded or real live account. All right, it's a made up level. It's going to be 800.
Order
Just totally
submitted.
made up. Totally made up. Can we get back inside the bands here, please?
Order submitted.
There we go.
Order filled.
Now go 790 and 800.
Order submitted.
Get back inside the bands. Were Microsoft's numbers killer? How good were they? Excuse me. I'm not the only one. I'm a little over my risk budget in this one account. It's about $1,500 and we're sitting right on it. We're sitting right on it. There we go. I'll hang around for another. Is it true that Facebook is in another 30 minutes? Ugh, I can't wait for that. We won't be waiting for that. Do 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 do. Do. Oh my goodness. Miami scored 4-2 now. Just like me, they long to be close to you. All right, I'm bored now. Is it going to go down? Is it going to go up? Who knows? All I know is that it ruined my day. We had everything green. Yeah, sorry. Once you get a little the carpenters are very ear candy-ish. Very ear candy-ish are those carpenters. Yeah, we've had some closes around 19.8, 19.5, 19.8s have been kind of key. We've got to celebrate success, man. We made $51.25 today at plus 500 on our very first trade. And let's go over here for a second. We have our
Order failed. Order submitted. Order failed.
got a
Order failed. Order submitted. Order submitted.
over here. There's that big old gap over there. Oh, this thing, I moved it out of the way. Oh, let me get that out of the way. There we go. I moved it to another screen. Got an extreme turn sell that came in here on a 3-minute. You know what's interesting? They come in on the 3 minutes. If you switch to a 5-minute, I was doing this today. We don't seem to get them on 5 minutes. You got them here.
Order failed.
You definitely have them on this 3-minute. Down almost $1,000 in the tracking account, but it's all from the ZT, which is coming in finally a little bit near the close. All right. Can we get... Let's do this. We'll put the losses up at the top. There we go. There we go. What is this account? We have a blown account there. All right, I think I'll hang out for another 5 minutes or so. I don't know if anyone has any questions today, but what's important is the losses up there. They're containable for those account sizes. They're a little big. 1480 is actually the risk budget there, so I'm a little over it in those accounts, but see, I'm close enough. I just want to confirm. This thing keeps saying auto liquidation. I think they mean it would have been removing this open order. It's a very weird way to say it. Very weird. Did you sing the rest of the Carpenter songs out of your head? Sing the Carpenter songs out of your head. On the day that we were born, the angels got together. Come on, get up there to 800. You know you want it. You know you want it. You know you want it.
Order filled. Order canceled.
You know you want it. I'm obsessed with this Facebook earnings thing now. I've never heard of Meta taking that long to report. I was supposed to have lunch with this dude today. Canceled again. Everything is always canceled. You guys have those people you know in your life that cancel everything? Like, do you actually show up for anything? All right, so the Dow had a more than 1,000-point reversal today, which is pretty typical. Welcome to Trumpistan. Last time we had 1,000-point moves was in 2020. Meta shares rise on stronger than expected revenue. So Meta's report is out too. What are you guys telling me? Meta report is out already. So we already have it. So now we're just sitting here farting around. I just saw 2 minutes ago that Meta is out. All right, did I miss any questions? Point of getting I'm going to go back and watch this recording. I want to make sure that I did hit the close button right when those accounts were right at that level, because that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter that it was right at the point that it reversed it. Just happens to be, some days it'll be max pain for some people. So let me see here. I think, darn it, I keep doing that. Oh, I want this. Here we go. Yeah, we're under the risk budget now, so
Order filled.
I'm going to pop this one off and this one off.
Order filled.
That one's down quite a bit.
Order submitted.
So that's the error. I was like, why is this one $200 more of a loss than this? They were supposed to be on the copier, and it's because I did not close everything at the time. So I held this S&P loser here. Oh, 10 after. I thought people were saying 40 after. So both the earnings are out, right? So that's it. All right. Work with thumbnail. Shub, I got that covered. I know everyone thinks they could be better. Thoughts on using craziness to YOLO some evals, compartmentalizing it as complete. If you truly can compartmentalize it, if you truly can, and you can be a judgment. I mean, we've had enough vol and movement in here that, I mean, I bought a bunch of these 250s, and the two that I jacked up here today. Now, I want to be clear on when I say I jacked them up. I mean, yeah, they're down, they're red, but they're fine. You can have drawdowns of $1,500 or so in those bigger accounts, as long as you're capable of doing that on the plus side. But it has to be with the same sizing. I mean, all I had was 2 and 3 lots on in the Nasdaq and the S&P. So if you can truly compartmentalize it. But the other thing I think we should discuss is like definitions of YOLOing, right? I don't think under any circumstances it should be put on 10 minis and try to pass anything in a day. That's degen beyond. So I can give you my version of degenning. My version of degenning would be something like, you see this account right here?
Order filled.
Doing something like that. That to me is degenning. And then
Order filled. Order
at this
filled.
level now I just have a 6 lot on. Let's leave aside whether that's adding to a loser or DCA or whatever. I mean, I'm doing it at levels that are very close to where I entered, right? So to me, that's degenning.
Order filled.
And I could,
Order filled.
quote unquote, get lucky and have these do better. But now, as you can see, nope, it's going up. So I'm just adding to my losses. But once you've been in the game long enough, then yes. I try to stick to my message of everything that's in prop done right. And ideally, people are able to do a self-assessment of their skill. I know not everyone's capable of doing that. I'm glad that the market is continuing to go higher after I degened and added 3 more micros there. It's appropriate. It's the appropriate punishment. Thank you. The Bazzotti says, but followed the risk budget, except for I didn't right here. But we're within something that's striking distance. The reason everybody hates the trailing drawdown and all that so much is not because you're not capable. You just have a fall off the wagon kind of day, and you eat into it, and it just drives people crazy. If you see the balances of these two, they're technically above the starting balance. I think the high water mark was pretty close to the accounts that you see up above, so maybe 253. So they weren't at 256 or 257, or I mean, to pass those, you need to get 265, I think, right? So do about 15,000. The risk reward or the drawdown to profit objective is terrible on those accounts. Why do I have them? Just because they give me something to do. It generally takes me, trading this style takes me about 2 to 3 months to pass a 250,000 account. All right, well, we didn't get bailed out. In fact, I'm going to close it at the absolute loss. So here you go. We'll close them right where we're going to,
Order filled.
There you go. Close this.
Order filled.
Close that.
Order filled.
I'm going to go over and
Order filled. Order filled.
cancel all my open orders. If I can find where that is. Let's go here and cancel all my orders.
Order
All right.
canceled.
We're all flat there. There we go. All right, we're going to hold on the screen here. This is exceeding the risk budget in these accounts. This would be called a big R day. But there's a method to this, and this is some learning in this as well, which is if you're really getting into this and you're really multi-propping, we have some great members of our group that do this very, very well. You know, you protect the accounts that are quote unquote live or funded, and you can F around and find out a little bit with the evals. So there was a great question about YOLOing or going crazy. Try not to do that, but if you're going to quote unquote practice or do anything stupid into a big earnings release like we saw today from these two stocks, then by all means, please just do so in a cheap eval and know what you're doing there. All right, everybody, that will be it for today. Sure, there'll be some comments around my performance here today. Hopefully, we'll get that Carpenter song out of your head. I will be streaming tomorrow a little earlier. Yeah. People are mentioning the word relaxed. The key to this, gang, don't take it to, if you size with micros, which is the appropriate thing to do for these size accounts, you're going to find you won't be as stressed out. Someone had mentioned that this is why they hate trading and see a move like that. It's just silliness. It's just how things happen. You know, this morning we're looking at a market that had a look of being able to fall apart a little bit, certainly get well under, maybe even under 5,400. And I think the low for the day on the S&P was 54.55. And now we're going out today at 56.15s. So the thing to know is that in an environment in which you have the VIX is actually up a little bit today, but it's well below 30. And we have big ATRs. The expected range in the Nasdaq these days is 600, 650 points. The expected range in the S&P is 158 points. Some days that's in one direction. And congratulations to anyone that caught any kind of longs in here today, because you had plenty of opportunities to get long as well earlier in the day. And even as it started to reverse and hold certain levels, there was plenty of opportunities to get long. I mean, one last thing I'll show you on this strategy here on the range trader is, it's kind of tough, but we came down here multiple times and held this POC, which wasn't changing, right? They came, held. So once you get a hold this many times in a bull continuation pattern, because remember, all this price action is above the T line. This is a 233 EMA. And we're above this zone here. And if I had, quote, waited, it's always easier after the fact to short the prior session high, which is this level right here. This was a manageable trade. You don't get too hurt. Of course, I was short much earlier than that. Same thing here on this candle here. We're at the top of the offer zone, and this is a manageable short right here. How good is my exit? On my silliness where I degened an extra six contracts. So it's a question about $150 daily risk budget. It's not that difficult. You would have to stick to only the Dow Jones, and you can't really exceed 2 contracts. So what I'm showing here, you can't do with $150 daily risk budget. No, not at all. And the other thing to be, we have to be real here, right? You're not even going to put up anything like this on the upside with $150 daily risk budget. So with any risk budget under $250 in this game, it's going to be tough. It's amazing if you can stick to that for a while. But what you want to do is start with about 10%. It's in prop done right. If you're choosing the smaller accounts, the $2,500 accounts, or the $25,000s, the $1,250 accounts, or the $1,000 accounts, or $1,500 accounts, whatever you want to call them, then yeah, you'd be at a $150 risk budget. So I have been mentioning for a while that I suggest moving up to 50,000. I know that the smaller accounts sometimes have that perfect drawdown to profit objective, but the 50s give you a little bit more room, and you can work with a $250 to $300 daily risk budget. And you can tread water for a while, a couple months, while you learn these kinds of things, while you figure out sizing, while we have a lot of people in our group that say they just can't stay on the Dow too long. They're just not capable of doing it. Okay, that's okay. If you can do it with the S&P and manage to control your risk on the S&P, then you could do that one. But you're in no way, shape, or form can you be on the Nasdaq until you probably have a $300 or $400 daily risk budget, realistically. I mean, well, it moved on everything, but I mean, look at this. Look at this candle right here, right? The Nasdaq put in how much range today? 700 points, 750 points of range. So 750 points is $1,500 on a single micro contract. That's just too squirrely for most people. But what I want to be very clear about is, can you do this? Can you trade these strategies? Can you campaign around price or trade at one level and then add at another? Yes, you can. 100%. You can. And you're not going to violate rules, and you're not going to get all bent out sideways. And the other thing I'd want to mention here is just try not to get too caught up on sort of recency bias or the last 30-minute candle or too much of that. How often do you get days like this? Not often, but we're going to see a lot more of it, probably. All right. Yeah, you're doing better with the $250. Yeah, $250. Yep. Today in my trade room, what I had shown is I took a screenshot of this right here, and I wanted to highlight, I'll capture this right here. All right, and then just open in the image editor. So this is my focus. Just two accounts that you can very reasonably with this strategy. And by this strategy, I mean trading your precious real accounts that you can get paid on in the most respectful manner. These are all real accounts as well. They're not at the point where you could get paid on them yet. I'm doing these take profits very, very slowly. But just with this, you can earn a living, or you can certainly supplement and complement your income. All right, everybody. I think that will be it for today. Thanks for everyone for joining. Remember, what's more important than this is if your risk budget is 250 or 300 or even 150. In this case, my risk budget in these accounts is $1,500. You can see I went over it. Big R day. You just have to limit. I want to make this red. Hold on. You have to limit this. You can't eat like a bird and shit like an elephant. Can it happen every once in a while? Yes. I mentioned the other day, don't think about being consistently profitable. Think about consistently being a good risk manager. The discipline that it takes to never lose big, blow up, take yourself out of the game, whatever the case may be. And then instead of complaining about certain rules or account structures, is end of day easier to manage? Sure. Should every firm have end of day? Who knows? Or maybe have it as an option. There's not end of day at Apex. I kind of like that there's not end of day at Apex because it also gives you another level of discipline that you can work with to say, hey, I can make different decisions and manage risk a little bit differently under different circumstances. As I get closer to the profit objective, I'm no longer able to sustain deep drawdowns. What I don't want to hear is this bullshit that it changes the way you trade intra-trade. That's nonsense. That's not what knocks you out in trailing drawdowns. Can we please stop with this? Oh, I can't be a scalper. What are people? Are you? I start to get crazy because for almost a year or 2 years, I decided I would actually answer those things in emails and stuff when I'd get all this nonsense about, well, it's just predatory and trailing drawdown this and trailing drawdown that, and you have to change the way you trade. No one trades really. You know what's worse is actually consistency rules than trailing drawdown, because consistency rules, which do exist a lot of places, they're put in place to avoid windfall trading and some other things. There's a reason for them, but trailing drawdown in no way, shape, or form should change the way you trade intraday and intra-trade. If anything, what the end of day allows you to do is be more irresponsible. What time will be on in the morning? So the morning trade room is, check the link down below if you want to find out anything more about TDG, which is my trading group. The title over here on YouTube is The Futures Fanatic, but we have a trade room. You can go to my website, which is tradersdevgroup.com right here, and hit try TDG and check out our trade room. By the way, if you're here and you were a member and you're one of the 4 or 5 people that wrote a review today, thank you very much. I will thank you again tomorrow as well. I don't know why those things aren't loading right. There we go. So I'll be on in the morning in my trade room. I'll be on in the afternoon at noon Central. Sorry, noon Pacific, 2 Central. Yeah, the question about can you make money trading micros? Well, I had this up on the screen for as long as I could have it up on the screen. It takes a long time to doctor that stuff. So not only can you make money, but you can make money on a risk-adjusted basis and by keeping your emotional capital under control. What's more important in this game is not allowing it to frustrate the crap out of you and think that it's not a skill that most people that commit to can develop. There's nothing special about me or these strategies. What's special is that I've just put in a lot more screen time than a lot of people, and the strategies that I teach will give you a framework that more often than not will put you in trades that you can manage. Not always. And then there's some other techniques like the Grace Flex It and other things that we use. All right, now we'll end it. Have a good rest of your afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay green, trade like a minute.